Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images.
Has exploded online following the release of newly unsealed Epstein-related documents. Social media is buzzing with claims that federal authorities searched a luxury Los Angeles property tied to the billionaire rapper and businessman. What people believe was discovered has sparked intense debate and sent shockwaves through the music world. Jay-Z, long seen as one of hip-hop's most powerful figures, is now being pulled into a storm of accusations that many say could seriously damage his reputation if proven true. Behind the polished image, the billion-dollar ventures, and the Roc Nation brand, critics are pointing to alleged connections that place his name alongside individuals later exposed for serious crimes. These claims have landed him in the middle of some of the most controversial discussions in recent memory. Supporters and skeptics alike agree on one thing: the situation is far more complicated than it first appears. Online commentators claim this story involves decades-old industry relationships, questionable associations, and patterns that some believe deserve closer scrutiny. Others argue the claims are being exaggerated or taken out of context. What's clear is that the conversation has become impossible to ignore. Let's be clear, this isn't just internet gossip spreading for clicks. At the same time, it's also not confirmed guilt. The discussion centers on documented names, past events, and professional connections that appear in legal filings, witness statements, and historical records. The core issue many people are raising isn't success or fame, it's accountability, when powerful figures operate in spaces where abuse later comes to light. The music industry has faced similar reckonings before. High-profile cases involving artists like R. Kelly and ongoing controversies around other major figures have shown how power can be misused and protected for years. The real question many are asking now isn't whether exploitation exists in entertainment, but how long certain individuals may have avoided serious scrutiny. When the Epstein documents became public, thousands of people began combing through court records, depositions, travel logs, and correspondence, searching for recognizable names. Screenshots spread rapidly as social media users highlighted several references involving Jay-Z. These mentions reportedly link him to private events, elite gatherings, and business-related discussions alongside people who were later exposed as predators. One widely shared claim points to a guest list from a private Hamptons event in the early 2000s. Another references industry meetings involving prominent entertainment executives. Being named in documents does not prove wrongdoing, but it does raise uncomfortable questions about who was present, what relationships existed, and what people may have known at the time. In entertainment, relationships often open doors. Connections lead to deals, influence, and opportunity. But when those same connections involve individuals later convicted of crimes against minors, public perception changes fast. That's exactly what's happening now. As these claims circulated, online reaction exploded. Hashtags trended for days. Old interviews, photos, and business ties were resurfaced as users attempted to map out timelines and patterns. Some see this as overdue scrutiny of elite power structures. Others warn against trial by social media. At this stage, the story remains a mix of allegations, online speculation, and unresolved questions. What happens next, whether clarification, legal action, or silence, will determine how history remembers this moment.
As the conversation spread online, Beyoncé's fan base quickly jumped in to defend Jay-Z. Still, even some longtime supporters admitted they had questions. And this is where the story moves beyond leaked documents and familiar names. Many online commentators argue that Jay-Z's associations with controversial figures stretch back much further and run deeper than most people once believed. One name that keeps coming up is Harvey Weinstein, and not without reason. According to publicly discussed records and past reporting, this was not a brief or casual connection. Jay-Z and Weinstein were involved in multiple professional projects over the years, including films, documentaries, and music-related productions. Weinstein's company reportedly helped distribute content connected to Jay-Z, and both men benefited financially from these collaborations. They were frequently seen in the same elite spaces: major film festivals, award season events, private Hollywood gatherings, and high-profile parties. Jay-Z even publicly acknowledged Weinstein in interviews, thanking him for guidance in navigating the film industry. These moments weren't hidden or secret. They happened openly, on camera, and over an extended period of time. For people unfamiliar with how high-level entertainment works, it's important to understand that these kinds of partnerships don't happen randomly. At the top of the industry, relationships are carefully built and maintained. Introductions are intentional. Business alliances are strategic. Harvey Weinstein, at the time, was viewed as one of the most powerful decision-makers in Hollywood, someone who could influence careers with a single phone call. For Jay-Z, who was expanding from music into film and broader media ventures, that kind of backing carried real value. But once Weinstein's misconduct allegations became public, those same relationships began to look very different. Suddenly, people started asking uncomfortable questions, not just about Weinstein himself, but about the people who worked closely with him for years. Critics online argue that in Hollywood, serious rumors don't stay secret for long. That's why some find it hard to believe that long-term business partners would have no awareness of troubling behavior happening around them. Others caution against assuming guilt by association. Still, the questions persist. Then the discussion took another turn when Nicki Minaj entered the conversation. During a series of social media posts that quickly went viral, she shared claims about what she says she has seen and heard throughout her career in the music industry. Her comments sparked immediate controversy and reignited debates that had been buried for years. Nicki referenced several women connected to Jay-Z, raising questions about age, power, and timing. She mentioned Foxy Brown, suggesting their relationship may have begun when Foxy was very young. She brought up Aaliyah, pointing to past rumors about Jay-Z's interest during her teenage years. She even questioned the widely accepted timeline of Jay-Z and Beyoncé's early relationship. The Foxy Brown claims drew particular attention. Nicki suggested that the situation was an open secret within the industry, something people whispered about but rarely addressed publicly. She reposted old interviews and clips that some viewers believe hint at an unusually close relationship, including a past Wendy Williams interview that has circulated online for years. Nicki Minaj's words carried weight for many because of her long history in the business. She has worked alongside major executives, artists, and insiders. She has attended the private events most people never see. Supporters argue that when someone with that level of access speaks, it's worth listening, even if the claims remain unproven. What truly shook social media, though, was when she expanded the discussion beyond individuals and began talking about larger power systems within the industry. She hinted at unwritten rules, influence networks, and behind-the-scenes dynamics that, according to her, have shaped careers and silenced voices for decades. At this point, nothing has been legally established. What exists is a growing public debate fueled by old footage, resurfaced relationships, and new allegations. Whether these claims lead to accountability, clarification, or fade into speculation remains to be seen. But the conversation itself has clearly struck.
Nicki Minaj didn't just toss out random claims. She painted a picture of a music industry where some powerful men may have used their influence to take advantage of young women trying to break in. Her posts sparked an immediate storm online. Fans, journalists, and curious onlookers flooded her mentions, asking for more details, sharing stories, and connecting dots. At the same time, loyal Jay-Z supporters and some insiders pushed back, questioning her credibility. What made Nicki's statements especially striking is that she wasn't talking about one isolated incident. She described patterns, alleged behaviors that involve multiple figures in the industry. The suggestion was that this wasn't just a few bad decisions, but a system where power and influence could be exploited. Looking back, some of the claims focus on the late 1990s when Jay-Z was building his career and solidifying the connections that would eventually make him a music mogul. Multiple sources have alleged a pattern of relationships with young women entering the business. One of the most talked about examples is Foxy Brown, who, according to claims, had interactions with Jay-Z when she was just 15 and he was 27. These allegations are not new, they've circulated for years, but recent events have brought them back into public attention. Old interviews with Foxy Brown, when examined in hindsight, appear to some to hint at an inappropriate relationship. There are also repeated claims involving Aaliyah. Some insiders allege Jay-Z showed interest in her as a teenager and that there was competition for her attention involving Dame Dash, his former business partner. Dash has made statements over the years that some interpret as supporting this timeline. Then there's Beyoncé. The official story says they met when she was 18, but rumors and some insider accounts suggest they may have met earlier, at 16 or 17, and that Jay-Z may have pursued her while she was still a teenager. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, has publicly mentioned witnessing interactions between Jay-Z and a young Beyoncé at industry events. For young artists, especially women, power imbalances are very real. When someone with Jay-Z's influence takes an interest, it can create a situation where the young artist feels pressure, not from equals, but from someone who can shape or even control their career path. Dame Dash, who was there during Jay-Z's rise, has made comments over the years about Jay-Z's interest in young women. He has also expressed discomfort when asked directly about these situations. Adding to the concern, Jay-Z worked with R. Kelly on several albums, even after the music world was aware of allegations against R. Kelly for inappropriate relationships with underage girls. Dash reportedly confronted Jay-Z about this, questioning how he could collaborate with someone accused of abusing Aaliyah.
When all these claims are considered together, a pattern emerges. Alleged behavior involving power, manipulation, and exploitation of young women dependent on him for career opportunities. Critics emphasize that this is less about age alone and more about the influence and leverage one person can hold over another. The controversy deepened with reports of a federal raid at Jay-Z's Los Angeles mansion. Sources say authorities arrived with warrants, conducting a detailed search for specific items. According to reports, agents reportedly seized communications, financial documents, and electronic devices such as phones, computers, and servers. In today's digital world, these types of materials can provide crucial insight into business dealings and personal interactions. The big question is whether the evidence points to criminal activity or morally questionable choices. There's a significant difference between behavior that's ethically troubling and behavior that breaks federal law. Since this is a federal investigation rather than a local or state matter, it suggests that the alleged actions could involve crimes that cross state lines, potentially including sex trafficking, racketeering, or other federal offenses. Jay-Z's legal team has remained quiet, which is standard in situations like this. Lawyers often advise their clients to avoid public statements until they understand the scope of evidence and any potential charges. At this point, nothing has been proven in court. What we're seeing is a mix of allegations, historical claims, and active federal investigation, a combination that has the industry and the public watching closely.
Now here's where things really get intense. Diddy, once seen as untouchable, the man who built Bad Boy Records into an empire and seemed immune from consequences, is now facing serious federal charges. And what's catching attention is that some of the allegations against him echo the same patterns people are raising about Jay-Z. Both are accused of using their influence in the music industry to exploit young talent, allegedly creating environments where inappropriate behavior was overlooked and normalized. Both have been accused of silencing victims and covering up misconduct. It's starting to feel like federal authorities are taking a sweeping look at the hip-hop world.
first it was R. Kelly, then Diddy, and now Jay-Z could be under the microscope. People are asking, who else might be on the radar? Who else is consulting lawyers, checking their records, or trying to figure out what might surface? Interestingly, these investigations appear to be connected. Witnesses who once stayed quiet are now coming forward. Evidence that was hidden or ignored is being uncovered. Once one domino falls, it seems the others start to topple. Reports suggest that the same federal prosecutors who built the case against Diddy are looking at similar patterns with other major figures in the industry, using similar legal strategies and investigative techniques. Witness cooperation is playing a key role. Individuals who were previously too intimidated to speak are now sharing what they know, encouraged by the seriousness of the federal approach. And one of the most striking things in all of this, the deafening silence from the music industry. Normally, when a major figure faces allegations, colleagues and insiders rush to their defense. But with Jay-Z, that usual chorus of support has been almost entirely absent. Based on how similar investigations have unfolded, charges could be filed within months. Federal cases move methodically, but when prosecutors are ready, they act quickly. There's also the possibility of a plea deal, particularly if Jay-Z's legal team believes the evidence could be strong. Any cooperation could involve testimony or information about other industry figures. Regardless of the outcome for Jay-Z specifically, this situation is part of a broader shift in entertainment. The era when powerful men could act without consequence appears to be ending. We're witnessing a cultural reckoning, one that forces the industry and the public to confront uncomfortable truths about celebrated figures and the systems that protected them. At its core, this isn't just about one person's alleged actions. It's about power, accountability, and how the industry enabled misconduct for decades. It's about the young women who were allegedly exploited and silenced, and whether the culture that allowed it can finally be challenged. The big question now, is this the start of a larger reckoning in hip-hop, or will legal maneuvering and industry influence erase it? Based on recent trends, making it disappear is looking increasingly unlikely. We're in the middle of a story that's far from over. Allegations and investigations are ongoing. Nothing has been proven in court, and everyone deserves due process. But the patterns, the connections, and the claims being raised are too significant to ignore. Stay tuned. What unfolds in the coming weeks and months could reshape the music industry forever. Thanks for watching the video.